88.6 Plenty Valley FM, and on the line from Crimestoppers is Alex. Alex, what's happening this week?
I have our three wanteds for this week. Our first wanted is Jamie Gudgeon. Gudgeon is wanted by police for failing to answer bail and theft. The 37-year-old is described as 165 centimetres tall with a thin build. She has brown eyes, red hair and an olive complexion. 13 warrants have been issued for her arrest, and Gudgeon is known to frequent the Springvale area. The second wanted this week is Ben Hall. Hall is wanted by police for aggravated burglary, obtaining property by deception and theft. The 37-year-old is described as 175 centimetres tall with a thin build. He has blue eyes, blonde hair and a fair complexion. 27 warrants have been issued for his arrest, and Hall is known to frequent the Cranbourne North area. The third wanted is Pia Hilton Taylor. Hilton Taylor is wanted by police for failing to answer bail, recklessly causing injury and theft. The 36-year-old is described as 165 centimetres tall with a medium build. She has blue eyes, brown hair and a tan complexion. 13 warrants have been issued for her arrest, and Hilton Taylor is known to frequent the Clarinda area. So images of all these wanted people and many more can be found on the Crimestoppers Victoria website, which is crimestoppersvic.com.au. You can also submit an anonymous report online or by calling 1800 333 000.
Okay, and our scam of the week involves rentals.
Yeah, so this rental scam is basically where scammers pretend to be landlords for rental and holiday properties, and they'll post ads for rental properties that may not exist, or they do exist, but of course they don't own them. So scammers will come up with excuses about why you can't inspect the property, and they'll ask you to pay a bond or rent in advance. They may even ask you to send identity information like your license or passport to confirm. So to avoid this scam, never pay money for a rental property that you cannot inspect, because that is a red flag. And make sure you are dealing with an estate agent that is licensed to operate in your state, not just anyone on the internet. Or if you are, make sure to get advice from a licensed agent. And as well, do an online search to make sure that the property does exist and it is real. So if you look up the address and it doesn't come up, then it's definitely not real. So you don't want to be giving over your money to this stranger.
Okay, that was nice and brief, to the point. And what else are we covering this week?
We're going to talk about night safety. So, we want everyone to be able to enjoy a night out, but it is essential to prioritise your safety and well-being. Whether you are hitting the bars, attending a concert, flying solo or dining at a restaurant, there are a couple tips that'll help you stay safe on a night out. So you want to just be careful of your surroundings and be mindful. Whether you're walking alone or in a crowded area, just stay alert and attentive to any of the risks or dangers. And avoid distractions such as texting or listening to music, because it can make you more vulnerable. And actually, a common misconception is that being on your phone makes you safer because, you're looking down and you look busy, but it actually does make you more vulnerable because you don't know what's going on around you. And if you are walking or jogging at night, stick to well-lit areas and pathways. So avoid dark alleys, deserted areas and shortcuts that don't have adequate lighting. Because well-lit areas, they're not only going to deter potential attackers, but it'll also make it easier for you to see where you're going and to navigate your surroundings. And if something does feel off or you do sense some danger, try to remove yourself from the situation. So whether that means you have to cross the road because someone is walking closely behind you, or seeking assistance from public and bystanders, or calling for help, just prioritise your safety above everything else. And if you are heading out, plan ahead before you go. So if you haven't been to the area before, make sure you research it and find out what the nearby transportation options are. How are you going to get there? How are you going to get home? Do you need to organise an Uber or a designated driver? Just things like that. And then, of course, who you're going to go with. So you want to choose your companions wisely on a night out. So go with friends that you trust and who have your best interests at heart, and just avoid, leaving with strangers or accepting drinks from strangers, and just looking out for your friends and trying to stay in your group as much as possible and not, all going off and losing each other. And if you have a friend that is staying home that night, it might be best to let them know your whereabouts and where you're going to be headed, so you can share your location on Find My Friends or Life 360, just for an added peace of mind. And of course, it is fun to drink on a night out, but don't take it too far as it can impair your judgment and increase your vulnerability. So just pace yourself and know your limits. Try to have water throughout the night. And if you do feel a bit too intoxicated, seek a friend or a staff member to help you and just avoid leaving alone. And of course, if you're dancing the night away or picnicking in the park, just keep your belongings close, like your wallets and your phones and bags and things like that, because you just never know. You could even consider using a small bum bag if you're just carrying cash and a phone and just leaving at home what you don't need to take with you. And if you are on a night out and you do see something going on, if it is safe, you can try to interrupt the situation. Or if you are in a restaurant, bar, nightclub, or at an event, it's good to ask security, the bar staff, or the management to help intervene. Of course, only if it is safe. And if you do see a victim, you can approach them and ask them if they are okay or if they do need any assistance. And if you do see anything suspicious on a night out, you can report that to Crimestoppers as well.
Okay, some handy advice there for the night people. Thanks, Alex, and we'll catch you next week.
Thank you. I'll speak to you then.